Welcome back to the Factor Uncensored. There are many things in society that teach us various lessons, but one area that often falls short is teaching people how to deal with their emotions. Beyond tugging at the heartstrings, it seems as though grief is also affecting people's finances. Joining us now to talk about emotional spending is author and retirement expert Ann Lester. And we know sometimes that emotional side of our brain can get us into a lot of trouble. We try to make the logical side take over, but sometimes those emotions win when it comes to eating, when it comes to spending. Let's talk about spending and how the emotional brain plays a role in putting you in that downward spiral sometimes.
You know, it is so easy to do something you don't want to do. And you mentioned food, right? That's a classic place. But money is the other classic place where our brain just, I don't know, the rational brain takes a hike, isn't present, and we find ourselves spending money that we, regret later. And that's because of the way we're wired. I think there's, we're born with a certain wiring in our brain that makes us want to grab what's in front of us. And then the way we grow up also plays a huge role, whether you were taught things as a child by mentors. My own research shows how important that is. But also, if you grew up in an insecure household with money insecurities, it makes it a little harder to control yourself, too.
And when you are teaching your child in the beginning, let's start there and establish that. How should you teach that child so they won't become an emotional spender when they are an adult, pending that there are no financial insecurities or money insecurities at home as a kid?
Well, I think it's a tall order to say that you'll get them to never do it, because I think we all do it. Like that's asking a lot. But
right.
I will say I did not grow up this way myself. And, I think a lot of people who are in professional money management are having their own, like, I want to do over. You can't do yourself over, but you can try to do your kids over. And one thing that worked amazingly well for us, and again, I did not get from my parents, was starting to give them a fixed amount of money, an allowance. They had to work for it. I think our kids were the only kids in the neighborhood that had to mow the lawn. And we were like, yep, you don't mow the lawn, you don't get any money. But we also set really clear boundaries over what they were supposed to, what we would and would not pay for. So as they got older and older, that money that we gave them had to cover more and more and more of their spending. And for us, the goal was to send them off to college on a budget. And we paid tuition, and, we made sure they had their textbooks, and everything else was on them. And, I think that gradual expanding of the boundaries really helped them understand how to manage that budget.
Now let's deal with it now as an adult. If you are one of those individuals out there who will spend money based on emotions, how do you get a handle on that? How do you get control of that?
Well, I think it's a great place to start by just keeping track of what you find yourself doing, and get curious about how you felt. A lot of times spending is unconscious, and things like subscriptions are a great way that we don't even know we're spending the money. I think most Americans probably have at least one or two subscriptions that they're paying that they don't even know about. Secondly, I think it's that itch for short-term gratification. And I think while you're trying to get your arms around that, one thing I found in my research, and I talk a lot about in my book, is that you can't really will your way into changing your behavior. And I think the best way to start getting back on track is to try to hack yourself. Mm-hmm. Try to figure out where you're prone to misstepping, and then try not to create that environment. So just like when people are hangry, they might go eat a box of Oreos. Try to figure out what the triggers are so that you can sidestep them. For me, I don't let myself go into clothing stores unless I have a list, and I do not try anything on unless I know I need it, because if it looks good, I'm going to buy it, right? So that's me.
That's a smart move. What are some of your other hacks that are out there for individuals to avoid overspending?
So a classic one is an ostrich. I kind of go through money types in my book, and ostriches just don't want to know, don't want to understand how bad it is. Maybe they're feeling a lot of shame or guilt. And so it's stressful to look at your bank balance and to try to hold yourself accountable. And I think the best thing somebody in that situation can do is find an accountability partner. You don't have to tell them your business, but you maybe tell them, look, I want to sit down every Saturday morning. I recommend not picking Sunday night because there's already enough negative emotion for a lot of people on Sunday nights. Like, don't pile onto that with money, but pick another evening or pick another day and tell somebody, text me. If I don't text you and check in and say, I've done my thing for the week, I checked in, I checked on my spending, right? That's a great hack.
All right. And of course, you have more information and more details in your new book, Your Best Financial Life. Save smart now for the future you want. And Lester, thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored and for the advice that will hopefully put me and a lot of other people on the right track. Thank you, man.
Oh, thank you.